Well, hello everybody. It is Mandy from the Lemon Sisters, and I'm solo today. My dear lovely sister has left me for the day, so I decided to give you my must-dos when you're packing for your day at the park. Now, packing, this is going to be pretty general, but it can be different from theme park to theme park. For instance, if you are planning on going to the Animal Kingdom and you've taken a cooler of things each day with you, you can't take a cooler into the Animal Kingdom. It's one of their rules because they have the animals. They want to be careful of the trash and the things that get brought into the park, and they want to kind of police that so nothing hurts the animals, which understandable. So let's get to my top 10 list of must-dos for the park packing. Okay, so let's get right to it. And the first thing that I'm going to suggest that you pack in your things to bring to the park are ponchos. Something very simple like this. It's all you really need. This is just a vinyl poncho. It's used for like emergency kits and things like that. You can find these at your local Walmart or Target. Even the dollar store sometimes has them. You'll pay literally like $1 for these. Simple, cheap, and if you want, get a couple. Get one for each day you're going to be at the parks. Because you can just toss it at the end of the day and hey, you've only spent $1, and if you don't use them, they're always good to keep on hand for something else. But let me tell you a sad story about Mandy, me. And a few years back, we went to the parks and it was a wonderful time. We were so excited. And then a little friend called Hurricane Sandy, I believe, decided to come along with us. And it rained the entire time we were there. Now I thinking, oh, I can be wet, I don't care. It was miserable being wet at first, and I was like, no, I need a poncho. Buying a poncho at Disney will run you roughly between $15 to $25, depending upon child size, adult size, and how fancy you want it to be. Well, of course, I went with the, Magic Kingdom one, paid I think $20. It ripped after the first time I took it off. And alright, I was devastated, threw it away, it's no good to me now. Went back and probably a few hours later bought another one. That's right, $40 later, and I could have only spent $1 and been happy. So, point of the story is, buy your poncho ahead of time. If you get down to Florida and you forget, there's plenty of stores around, but buy it before you get into the parks because it's going to run you a lot more there. Alright, moving along to the next one. This one is very important. We have tried for years to be cute with what we wear on our feet, but your feet are so important because the average person walks between 10 to 15 miles at any of the parks. So you really need to be careful. Make sure you wear comfy shoes. Now I say this is a packing thing because if you get to the park and you're wearing, let's say you're wearing your flip-flops, cute little Nikes or cute little, Coach flip-flops or whatever you have, those are adorable, but are they going to last you all day? Probably not. And if you go into one of the stores at Disney and try to buy a pair of their cute Mickey Mouse tennis shoes or Mickey Mouse Crocs, that's going to run you a pretty penny. Upwards of $50 to $60. So, to save some money on that day, make sure you wear comfy shoes with you. And if you have a need and want to wear your sandals, pack your tennis shoes with you, or vice versa. Wear the tennis shoes in, switch to sandals off day. Not a big deal, and you can pack them in. You can also even put them in a storage little cubby thing. What's the name of that? Locker. You can put them in a locker. Alright, moving right along, the next thing is sunscreen and chapstick. Now, I'm a chapstick freak. I love chapstick. I always have something on me, so I'm always using it. But this is really great because in Florida, it gets hot, it gets sunny, and your lips can be really chapped sometimes. And that sun's going to be down, so you want to keep them protected as well as your skin. Now, if you have little ones, make sure that you have something. I would suggest a spray one because it's a lot easier to put it on them and apply several times. If you're going to be on water rides, make sure you bring that extra little, you can buy just like a little tube at Walgreens or CVS or a pharmacy before you go in. And you can just shove that into your backpack or whatever purse thing that you're bringing. And that'll be a great thing because if you buy it again at Disney, you're going to be paying the Disney prices. And even though they're great and wonderful, they get you there. So make sure you bring your sunscreen, definitely bring some chapstick along, and you can just throw it in that backpack and not even worry about it. Alright, next one up is water, and this is important. Like I said, you're going to get hot. It's going to get sweaty. You're going to get dehydrated, and then it's not going to be any fun. Now, a lot of the Disney restaurants will give you water for free. So this is wonderful, but you're not going to want to stop in and wait in lines to go get some water every time you're thirsty. So when me and my husband go, we always go to like Walmart or somewhere the night before we're getting ready to go, or our first night in sometimes. And when we do that, we will get like a huge like 24 pack or bigger of just, you know, like 12 to 16 ounce bottled water. Put them in the freezer. I know, sounds crazy. Put them in the freezer. And then when you get up to go to the parks on your way, I think we put like 2 or 3 of them in, and that will stay frozen for a good portion of the morning, and as it thaws, it's still going to keep it nice and cold. So you can work on that and drink it, and then as it, you know, kind of goes through, there's water fountains. You can refill it if you don't mind the water fountains, or you can just toss your bottle in the garbage. And you've not spent, you know, the $6, $5 for a bottle of Aquafina at Disney, and you've had good water that kept cold, and it keeps you going all day long. Another thing that my sister likes to do with Libby, and even herself, is she'll get the little Crystal Light packets or little flavor packets. I think even Kool-Aid has them now. And you just take your bottle of water, put the packet in, and you have an instant drink that's not just water, so you kind of get that good flavor with it too. Alright, so moving right along. The next thing that I'm going to suggest, and this is what you're going to put all of these things into, is a backpack. This could be your traditional backpack, you know, whatever, you know, sporty backpack thing you have. What we like to use, and if I can insert a picture here, I will, is it's from 31 Gifts, I think is the name. 31 Design is the name of Leanne's company, but 31 Gifts is the name of the product that you can buy. And they're customized, so it actually has our last name on it and little fun polka dots, but it's like a drawstring backpack, and it has very thin straps, but it's not heavy on you, and it's really easy. And ours is kind of more girly, but my wonderful husband still wears it for us when we're at the park, and we switch off, and that makes it easy to kind of put everything in, a drawstring to keep it closed. And the great thing about putting the water in there is it sits right in the small of your back. So once you have that water in there, as it's thawing, it's actually keeping you cool. So it's like a little personal air conditioning system you got going on with the bag. But this also keeps all your things centralized in there. I would just suggest, if you have things that you don't want to get wet from the waters that you've put in, have like a Ziploc bag or something like that. I have like a little nylon bag that I'm going to put things in that I don't want to get wet, and I'm going to put it in there, and then everything's going to be together, and it's going to be perfect. Easy to carry, easy to take on and off in case you don't want to wear it while you're on one of the rides, or if you just need to like switch it around or get something out of it quick. So definitely bring a backpack. It's going to save you a lot. Alright, this next one, it's a must do because it's going to help you if you want to have a budget on what you spend. I would suggest, before you go, buy some Disney gift cards. Set a budget for how much money you want to spend for souvenirs. This can get out of hand, and in the heat of the moment, and you're all excited, and you see that perfect, beautiful Mickey Mouse throw that's $1,000. Okay, a little exaggeration. But you're going to get excited about all the different amazing products, and Disney has so much that you can buy, from office supplies to things for your car to decorations. You can even buy like crystal plates. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's so many options. So if you want to keep yourself on a budget for Disney, and you want to kind of curb that spending, you know, extravaganza that I tend to do a lot, then I would say buy some Disney gift cards ahead of time. And if you work your cards right, a lot of grocery stores, like where we live, there's Kroger's, and they offer like double fuel points and different like promos for buying gift cards. So you can actually buy your gift card before you go at like Kroger's or Walmart again, and then they have promotions that they'll give you that you can actually kind of get double for your buck, you know, and get points for gas and get money off your gas and get the money for Disney. Then it's already set aside, you're not thinking about it, and that'll help you to not overspend and get all those things that you really want but maybe don't need to spend the money on. So, alright, so next up is snacks. If you want to prevent that 2 o'clock meltdown right before the parade and everybody's hungry and it's really hot and really thirsty, you're going to need some snacks. Things I would suggest, goldfish. They're good for everybody in the family, young and old. Goldfish are great. What we like to do are the Nutri-Grain bars. They'll give you a little bit of nutrition. I know that sounds silly, but they have proteins and they have the sugars in it that'll keep you, the snackage will keep you lasting. And if you're going to sit through that line of an hour or so waiting for Splash Mountain, and you start to get hungry, you don't want to get out of line, it's the perfect time. Whip them out of your backpack, munch on those. Cheese and crackers, those are great too. Peanut butter and crackers, because it gives you that protein, it sticks to your stomach. Those are some great ones to take. Like I said, we like the Nutri-Grain bars. I think we're going to try to do some protein bars this time. And then that'll help you in between meals, and you're not spending the $5, $6, $7 on, you want to definitely get like the Mickey Mouse pretzel, but you don't want to get it every 2 hours. So I would say take some snacks with you in your backpack, and that will save you a lot of time and money. Okay. So this next one is not something that necessarily everybody's going to want to do, but I'm going to do this time, so I'm going to tell you about it because it's something you might want to think about. A camera. Something separate than your phone. Because we use our phones for everything these days, for videos, for pictures, but if you have a digital camera that you can take with you, it's something that you can pass off to the PhotoPass people so they can take an additional picture for free for you. And it's something that you can kind of keep as many memories as you want and not have to worry about your phone dying at, noon because you've used it for the 1,000 pictures that you've taken and your memory's all full, and that's just a bad day. So I would suggest taking a camera, but if you take a camera with you, I would not suggest taking it just by itself. Doing it on your wrist, probably not the smartest idea. If you go on Splash Mountain, or if you're at Animal Kingdom and you go on the Kali River Rapids, I think it is, you're going to get wet, and you don't want your camera to get wet. So make sure you take like a little pouch with you. It'll keep it safe while you have it in your backpack. It'll keep it safe while you're carrying it around. And then you're just set, and your camera's good and safe. You have all those wonderful pictures that you can bring home with you. Look over at night. Think about on your way home when you're really sad and missing Disney. And months down the road, you'll have all those pictures, and you'll be very happy that you took your camera. But make sure you have a good bag to keep it in. This kind of goes with that one. The next thing that I would suggest is a phone charger. I have the iPhone, and so it's real easy for me just to take my phone charger, wrap it up, and put it in my purse. These are one of the things I'm going to keep in a Ziploc bag because I don't want it to get wet. I don't want to ruin any of the cords or the things on the inside of it. But take your charger with you. It's not that heavy. It's not that big. It's something that you can throw in your backpack, and say you're eating at the Harbor House. You can take your phone charger, make sure there's an outlet somewhere where you choose your seating, plug it in while you eat, and there you have 30-40 minutes that you can charge your phone back up, and you can continue to send out live tweets and Facebook, and while you're sitting in line you can play a game if you want to, but these are going to be things that are going to help you. So take your phone charger, plug it in while you're eating. There's actually a plugging station, charging station now with, I think, Rapunzel's area by the restrooms. There's some tables and charging stations. Now these are new to Disney, so chances are there's going to be a lot of people around them because this is a great thing they're offering. So just kind of like, if you can't go there, you'll find there's outlets everywhere. They don't mind you using them. Definitely when you're eating, try to find an area around the wall that you're by one. And that'll help you a lot so you can charge up your phone and keep the memories alive. What we like to do is, well, this time we won't do it because she's going with us, but when Leanne went last time, they called us during the parade and FaceTimed us, so we got to see it. But if her phone was dead, we wouldn't have seen it. It would have been so sad. Anyways, last but definitely not least at all, the most important thing that you can pack and bring with you to the parks is a good attitude. So nothing makes your day worse at the Magic Kingdom or Epcot or Animal Kingdom or Hollywood Studios than somebody who's a bit on the grumpy side. What I would say is bring your smile, have a carefree attitude. If you plan on doing the park all in one day, just know that you're not going to be able to see every single little thing. You're going to have some give and take. Just have fun. Enjoy the time that you're there. I just recently read one of, I think, Chip and Company's articles, and they were talking about this very thing, that sometimes you're not going to see everything that you want to see, so enjoy what you're able to see while you're there, and then just plan next time that you're going to see that next thing, or look it up online, or talk to someone who enjoyed it. But just have a good time when you go. I know that we, as of making this video, are only 9 days away, so we're in the single digits. We're super excited. Nothing is going to bring us down, and we're so happy that we get to go and bring you guys along with us. So our good attitude, it's going to be hard to bring us down on those days. Even with the heat, not going to happen. So I think that's all for today. I just want to thank you guys for watching this again. If you like this video, hit the like button at the bottom. Make sure you leave us a comment or a video response. Everything that you do, we would love, 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 love to hear from you. Are you planning a trip to Disney? Give us your countdown so we can count down with you. Tune in next week when Leanne will be back and hopefully bring us some tips. And look for my Monday's tips and tricks coming up in just a few days. So until next time, have a magical day.